saving seeds is easier than you think.
If you're new to our channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
When it comes to saving seeds, one might think, why go to the hassle? We can go to your favorite seed store and purchase them online, or go to your local independent garden center. Well, it does save you money. As well, it gives you a gratification of saving seeds in which you've grown. And in a seed packet, you may get 2 or 3 dozen seeds, maybe 100 based on the variety. When you save your own seeds, you can get thousands of seeds. Yeah, that's excessive, but it gives you a very good variety. You can plant a lot and then select the best of those in which you've grown. And again, you save money. If you save seeds enough, instead of saving $2 a package, now you've saved, instead of buying a bunch of packages, you save $20, $30, $40. So let's look at some of the seeds in which we can save in our garden. These are leeks. These were grown last year and not harvested and allowed to stay in the ground over winter, and then come this spring, then they began putting seed pods on. They're biennials. So we'll end up having hundreds of seeds. These are now they go to a flower and they start they get little balls on them, and each one of those contains multiple seeds, and we'll let this dry. We want to leave it on the vine or on the stalk as long as possible, because that ensures the seed is the most mature as it possibly can be. You can harvest these as they dry and become more of a paper-like consistency. Then you can put them in a air breathable bag, like a paper sack, and allow them to dry indoors, and then you can sort the seeds that way. So leeks and onions will do the same thing if you allow the onions to overwinter, and then the seed pods will be put on the following spring. Let's look at kale. So this is a scarlet kale. This was left here as we transitioned to traditional ground to mostly raised beds this spring. We left areas in which things were already planted last year to allow things to go to seed. Now what happens is, yeah, you can harvest the leaves early on, but now they're kind of woody and leathery. But you can see here that this has put seed pods on. They are very dry, about to the time of harvest now for the seeds. And each one of these will open up and have a half dozen or so seeds. This is a great way in which you can save kale seeds. Kale seeds are just like onions and leeks. They are biennial, so you have to leave it the first year. Now the only asterisk to this particular leave it 1 year and grow so it can put seeds on the next year is if the plant is extremely stressed that first year, it will put seeds on, or the onion will go to seed because it's thinking it's in the second year, because it feels that it's going to die, so it's got to produce seeds. This is not necessarily the best way to save seeds, as those seeds may not have the same or the best genetics possible that you would get if you saved this plant the second year, simply because the rush, the stress, put seeds on for next generation. With this plant and the leeks, they've grown, they've done their cycle, they've come back the next year, and they put very good seeds on. So let's take a look at some other items in which you might be able to save seeds this year on your crops that you're growing currently. Cucumbers are a crop that you've got growing in your garden right now, and you can save the seeds by letting a cucumber go to maturity. This is a pickling cucumber that was not intentionally left on the vine, but missed in the harvesting process, and it has turned a yellow-orange. I could have left this on the vine even longer, and the seeds in it will get mature, in which you can save for the next generation, for next year. However, if you leave a particular plant fruit on that vine, that plant is not going to produce, or will produce very few additional cucumbers, because its ultimate goal is to mature seeds for the next generation. Secondly, if you have multiple varieties of cucumbers, they will very easily cross-pollinate. So yes, you plant this next year with the seeds that you saved, even though you may have 3 or 4 other varieties, you will get some type of cucumber, but you may not get the traditional specific variety in which you're saving seeds for. So in this instance, if you're growing one variety, it's great to save it, let one go to maturity, and then save the seeds. But if you're growing multiples, it's best just to buy pure fresh seeds the coming year. Radishes, if you still have some left, you can save the seeds from. Now this is a radish that has still got their green pods. They are edible, but if you allow them to go and dry out, you get items that look like this. a cardboard-like consistency. You open it up, and there is multiple seeds inside of that pod. And then you can plant those seeds this fall to get another harvest. Again, radishes take simply about 25 to 30 days to reach maturity. So if you're going to plant them in the fall, based on your geographical region, you want to wait until it's a little cooler because of that short days to maturity. You don't want to plant them in the heat of the summer, otherwise this is what will occur. Leaf lettuce or romaine lettuce or other things you can save seeds on. This is a butter crunch head lettuce. This is a red romaine. As these are getting very tall, and this is called bolting, this is what occurs whenever the days get very long and the temperatures get warm. They revert to a seed production rather than a leaf production. So you can save seeds. These are yellow here, and you can see these fuzzy ones. That is what the seeds, they're not fully mature, but I'll demonstrate here. Those are what the seeds will look like, just like you get out of the package. We'll let that go for another 2 or 3 weeks, and then we'll capture this all in a paper sack and allow the seeds to dry that way, and we can plant them again. We've got peas growing here, and we can allow the peas to get to a mature state, not harvest them, such as we see here on a dry vine. Those peas can be planted again. Same process, very easy to do. Beans, on the other hand here, we can just leave some beans on the vine. These are purple royalty beans. We can leave these beans on the vine and they would get very large, and the bean inside of it would get very big. Then you allow it to dry on the vine, and then you can harvest those beans and plant those seeds. In the harvesting consumption aspect of the garden, this would be the size you would want to consume, as it's very tender and there's no bean developing inside quite yet. So this would be the perfect time to harvest. 2 more items to look at that you can save seeds for next year that's growing this year. Peppers are another easy crop to save. A green pepper is an unripe pepper. So by leaving the peppers on the vine until they get fully mature, full size, and they change a color from green to red to green to orange to yellow based on the color, leave them on as long as possible. Then you can save those seeds, allow them to dry, and label them, and you can save them for next year's planting. Over here, tomatoes, we want to do the same thing with the tomatoes. We leave a particular variety on the vine for as long as possible, almost to the point where it's rotting on the vine. Then we put it in a mason jar with water, squeeze it and get all the gook out of it. In the jar, put a coffee filter on top of it, add some water and let it ferment for a couple of days, then strain it off, and that gelatinous slime that's around the seed will actually disperse, and then you can dry the seeds on a ceramic plate, not a paper plate, because it's going to stick to the plate. Label your seeds, keep them in an envelope, and you can plant them next year. With peppers and tomatoes, you really don't have to worry about the cross-pollination as significant as you will with the cucumbers. Thanks for watching. This is just some of the things that you can save in your garden, seed-wise, to plant next year. I'm Joy Barrett. Thanks for watching. As always, remember to rate, subscribe, and comment.
For more information, please visit thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.